Now on CoastTV News.
Yellow alert day with strong gusts and rough waves. We break down what to expect over the next couple of hours. Remembering Robert Redford, we look back at his iconic career after learning that the actor and director passed away this morning.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Matt Pensick and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. As we get a live look now at Ocean View, we are operating under yellow alert weather conditions. So let's get right to our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobono. He joins us now with a look at first alert weather. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Matt. Yeah, we're beginning to see kind of the worst of the conditions of the system, at least for our area, over beginning now through the afternoon into the early part of the evening. You can see a live look into Ocean View. Check out the American flag behind me there. Boy, sustained winds at the coast anywhere between about 15 to 30 miles an hour, gusting even higher. We're at 65 right now in Ocean View. We've had rounds of rain throughout the morning across most of the Delmarva Peninsula. Rain, heavy, moderate to rainfall at times. Some areas seeing some lighter rain, but you could see these scattered showers and downpours continuing to push onto the coast, and you can see that counterclockwise flow, and you see there's plenty more moisture over the Atlantic, but you can see this area of low pressure over the Virginia, Carolina coast. If you look at the lightning, this storm is really beginning to wind up here at this hour, a sign of the storm's intensifying a bit as that system pushes to the northwest. Gusts, 47-mile-an-hour gusts there, Indian River Inlet, 36 Ocean City to 34 in Bethany Beach. Temperatures right now with the clouds and the rain are holding in the mid to upper 60s. Now we may rise a bit here, a few degrees as the rain stops, but you can see as we go into the dinner time hour, expecting even a few isolated thunderstorms as those winds continue to howl out of the northeast. Now the wind factor will continue at least through the evening, and then I think as we get into the overnight, the winds will subside, and then we are looking at a rather gloomy midweek as this coastal low kind of takes its time to clear out. We're going to look at clearing conditions by Thursday afternoon. We'll talk more about that coming up in the full 7-day forecast here in a little bit. Matt.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you, Chris. And those strong gusts that, Chris, you were just telling us about, it could have an effect on the Bay Bridge traffic in Maryland this afternoon. According to MDOT, two-way operations is wet. That could be affected. That's when one lane of eastbound traffic is directed to the westbound span. That might not occur, and drivers might experience delays during this afternoon's rush hour period. And the breaking news this morning, actor and director Robert Redford died Tuesday morning at his home in Utah at the age of 89. NBC's Dan Sheneman looks back at the life and legacy of the Hollywood icon.
As an actor, Robert Redford looked like a natural.
The thing I live for and always have lived for is creating art. So making films is the most important thing.
A native of California, his acting career began on the New York stage and on television before getting his chance on the big screen.
Why? Because I won't go walking barefoot in the park?
With the help of his leading man good looks, his career took off in the 1960s.
Did you make a jump like that you didn't have to?
I have to, and I'm not gonna.
When he teamed with Paul Newman in 1969's Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, he proved his movies could do big business at the box office. In the 1970s, Redford was one of Hollywood's biggest stars. He was attracted to complex stories and complicated characters. Many of his movies became cultural milestones.
Marvin, what do we do now?
I wouldn't quote you even as an anonymous source. I mean, you'd be on deep background.
Like many actors, Redford wanted to work behind the camera. Ordinary People was his first film as a director. The movie won the Oscar for Best Picture in 1980. Redford was named Best Director. Always passionate about the movie business, Redford wanted to give back to the industry. He created the Sundance Institute, named after his character, the Sundance Kid. The Institute advances the work of up-and-coming filmmakers and showcases independent films at the annual Sundance Film Festival in Utah.
The idea of putting something back into a business that's been good to you, or back into an industry that is a part of your life, seems right to me.
The actor was also an activist who championed the environment and worked to preserve southern Utah's landscape.
Somebody has to think about the future and what we're going to be leaving people behind.
And while his days as a heartthrob came to an end, Redford continued to take roles in films that challenged him as an actor. Robert Redford. He made some of the great films of his generation and worked to foster the next generation of great filmmaking. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
And I'm trying to get
New this morning, we're getting information about a deadly crash in Georgetown. This occurred yesterday afternoon. According to state police, a 49-year-old woman from the Bronx, New York, was driving a Nissan Altima on Route 113, and troopers say a Mack truck failed to yield the right-of-way when crossing into the southbound lane and collided with a Nissan. The New York woman was pronounced dead at the scene. The truck driver, a 76-year-old man from Cambridge, was not injured. DNREC is looking at increasing fees at state parks. According to the department, park fees have not increased in 10 years, and now they're looking for public feedback. DNREC is hosting 3 open houses on their plans. The Sussex County open house is scheduled for Wednesday, October 1st, in the Officers Club at Cape Henlopen State Park. And DNREC says since that last fee increase, operating expenses have gone up 127%. This morning, Avelo Airlines announced that it is extending the Wilmington, Delaware Airport's flight schedule through spring 2026. The airline also says it added a 3rd aircraft to its base at the airport. Avelo serves 14 destinations from Wilmington. Coming up, Belmead Battle. It's the next step in the Lewis area initiative for an apartment and shopping complex, and what is being reviewed today by the Sussex County Council. CoastTV News Midday is back after this. Today, it's the latest in the attempt in getting a development in the Lewis area. It's turning the Belmead Horse Farm from agricultural residential zoning to a C4 planned commercial district. And debate on this for the apartments and retail has continued for months. There was some delays after planning and zoning decided they wanted to hear from the Cape Henlopen School District, which has 2 schools less than a half-mile away from the farm. Sussex County Council has a public hearing on Belmead at 1:30 p.m. Worcester County Sheriff's Office is warning people about a scam. The office says scammers are impersonating police and using real names to contact people about false jury duty. According to the Sheriff's Office, the scammers claim victims owe a fine for a misdeed and threaten legal action if not paid. The Sheriff's Office is reminding people it will never call or request payment for missed jury duty. Fall isn't just for football, it is for marching band too, and the Delmarva Sports Network will cover 6 marching band competitions featuring over a dozen schools from across the peninsula. These competitions will stream exclusively on DSM+, and the first one is scheduled for Saturday, September 20th.
Well, it's been a rainy morning in Milford. You see the wet roads there, the low clouds. Temperatures are in the 60s, 63 degrees. Expect scattered showers, downpours throughout the afternoon with winds gusting as high as 30, 35 miles an hour. Jason Cook, Millsboro, Delaware, you're the winner of our CoastTV News Umbrella. You're certainly going to need it today and even into tomorrow. I'll talk about when this coastal system clears the coast and when the sun returns. My full forecast after the break. Well, it is downright miserable in Delmarva today. We're seeing rain, scattered rain, downpours, and some ominous clouds there into Cambridge. Cambridge, haven't seen all that much of heavy rain, kind of a light to moderate rainfall. We're at 63 right now. Someone taking the boat out there, and but the winds are howling on the Atlantic side. You can see the waves. Nobody's taking a boat out today on the Atlantic because we are seeing wave heights as high as 7 to 11 feet. So don't recommend swimming today. I know the surfers love this kind of weather, but 65 degrees there in Ocean City. Sustained winds at the coast upwards of 30, 35 miles an hour. We had a round of some moderate rainfall, some heavier rain, northern portions of Sussex County, but you can see the rain is more kind of spotty and scattered in nature, and you can see the counterclockwise flow around this area of low pressure. Some heavier rain beginning to push in the Chincoteague at this hour, but this system really beginning to wind up. You can see that comma-like look. Look at the lightning around that area of low pressure that's going to continue to push towards the northwest here over the course of the day. And you can see kind of a sort of an eye-like feature, not a tropical system, but needless to say, pretty impressive to look at on the satellite at this hour. 66 in Rehoboth. We're at 63 in Georgetown. You can see winds out of the northeast. These are sustained winds, 21 to as high as 36 miles an hour. We've had wind gusts as high as 41, 42 mile an hour in Lewis. 43 Indian River Inlet to 29 in Ocean City. Now, because of that, we have coastal flood advisories. Because of that onshore flow, the high wave action, we could see inundation up to 1.5 feet throughout high tide. Worcester County, that is up through about 10 o'clock tonight. Gale warnings continue for the entire Delmarva coast, as well as wind advisories. Accomack County due in part to winds as high as 45 miles an hour. So we're going to continue to see the worst of these impacts, at least through the evening. Dangerous high surf with waves as high as 10 to 11 feet. But the good news is there's light at the end of the tunnel. So this system, 2 hours south, is going to eventually weaken and then lift towards the northeast over the course of the next 24 to 36 hours. So Futurecast shows a few heavier rounds of rain as we go into the dinner time hour. This is when we could see a few rumbles of thunder through the early part of the evening. You could see some heavier rain extending from Millsboro down through Salisbury. And then as we go into the overnight, the showers begin to become more spotty in nature, some drizzle. Tomorrow trending a bit more drier. Can't rule out a few spotty showers, even a rumble of thunder, but a lot of clouds, a lot of low clouds as we get this area of low pressure out of here. Thursday starts off cloudy but sunny by the afternoon. I think conditions are going to continue to improve as we push into the day on Thursday. Winds, we're going to see the highest winds over the next, say, 6 to 12 hours as those winds continue to gust upwards of 45, near 50 miles an hour through the evening. And then as that system begins to weaken, you can see the wind factor really begins to shut off as we go into the day on Wednesday. On average, a general 1 to 2 inches of rain expected through early Thursday morning. Could see some locally higher amounts up to 3 inches. We get the system out of here into Friday. Friday looking like a picture perfect day with sunny skies as we're back into the 80s. 70 this afternoon with that isolated storm chance and periods of rain throughout the evening. Scattered showers, isolated downpour early, and then we see more spotty showers and drizzle through the day on Wednesday. 75 degrees. Early morning showers on Thursday, otherwise we clear out. We're looking gorgeous by Friday. Mostly sunny skies, and then we are looking at a picture-perfect weekend with temperatures in the mid-70s.
All right, thank you, Chris. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4.
We hope you're enjoying your day so far, but if you tune into Coast Life at 4 o'clock, here's what's coming your way. We're taking a trip to BB Healthcare's Cardiovascular Institute. Also, if you're a fan of beer, wine, and spirits, well, we've got the festival for you. Also, our dish of the week this week. Don't forget, when you order the dish of the week from Benvenuto and tell them that you saw it on Coast Life, you will get a percentage off that dish of the week. So all that mouth-watering goodness and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
Southwest Airlines following the Federal Aviation Administration's warning about the dangers of lithium-powered batteries with a new policy. Starting September 25th, passengers will have to remove the batteries from mobility devices due to fire hazards and then have to carry them into the cabin before their wheelchair is checked. British luxury automaker Aston Martin has collaborated with a child car seat brand Egg to create a high-end baby stroller. It's modeled to resemble the seats in an Aston Martin car. They're available for purchase at price tag starting of about $3,000. Coming up tonight on DSN Live, Henlopen Conference Boys Soccer. Kate takes on Sussex Central, then catch the final score at 10:30. And here's what you can see on DSN Plus. Dover Smyrna Field Hockey. Parkside goes up against Queen Anne's County in soccer. Parkside's at Decatur in girls volleyball, and Appoquinimink visits Sussex Academy in boys soccer. Still ahead, diet balance. How much protein is enough, and what else should you be putting on your plate? Stay with us on Coast TV News Midday. Consuming too much protein comes with some risks. Meanda Gaither shows us how much protein the average person actually needs, and what experts say having a healthy diet is all about balance.
It's part of a healthy diet. Protein from sources like lean meats, chicken, eggs, and legumes can help you build and maintain muscle, but it should be just one part of your plate.
If protein has the best PR team in nutrition right now, fiber is really the unsung hero.
Michelle Cardell with Weight Watchers International says fiber gets lost in the protein hype, but it deserves just as much, if not more, attention. She says trends like the carnivore diet, made up of only animal products, are concerning.
It's extremely restrictive, cutting out nearly all plant foods, which are going to be rich sources of fiber and vitamins, minerals, and then phytochemicals that are linked to long-term health.
Cardell says actual protein needs vary based on age, body composition, activity level, and health goals. But she says a good rule of thumb for more sedentary adults is about 1 gram of protein per kilogram of weight. So for a person who weighs 150 pounds, that translates to about 68 grams of protein each day.
More active individuals or older adults, those who are seeking weight loss, and those looking to build or preserve muscle may benefit, though, from higher intakes.
Cardell says to aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, but also make sure to keep a balance with your eating patterns.
As a dietitian, it would make my heart very happy if everyone's plate included a lean source of protein, a great source of fiber, and some healthy fats to help with that heart health and brain health.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, wind-driven rain out there on Delmarva this morning, and we're going to continue to see the showers, heavy at times throughout the afternoon. 64 there in Laurel, with the rain continuing on and off throughout the afternoon. Temperatures struggling to get out of the 60s this afternoon, and you can get your forecast anytime, as always, by dialing that First Alert Weather phone. We'll have a look at your 10-day forecast right after the break. Well, we're seeing rain no matter where you are on Delmarva today. We're going to continue to see the rain pivot in off the Atlantic through the afternoon and into the evening. Could be heavy at times. We have a yellow alert in play through this afternoon and into the evening. Rain heavy at times, even a rumble of thunder through this evening. Wind gusts at the coast upwards of 50 miles an hour. Now the winds will subside through Wednesday, but we're going to keep the clouds and shower in play. An early morning shower Thursday, otherwise skies clear through the afternoon, and we're looking at a mostly sunny end of the week and a nice warm one there on Friday with temperatures back into the 80s.
All right, thanks, Chris, and thank you for watching us here on Coast TV News Midday. And for more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Don't forget to join us later for Coast TV News at 5. But until then, have a great Tuesday, everybody.